What you're about to see will surprise you. Let's dive into stars born the same year, yet look decades apart. Age plays tricks on us. Two people born in the same year can read like they belong to different decades. Clothes, the characters they play, and simple genetics shape how we size someone up. That is why it still surprises us when a familiar face turns out to share a birth year with someone who looks nothing like them. Aria versus Runway, same year surprise. Maisie Williams grew up in front of the camera as Arya Stark, a role that keeps her feeling forever young to many fans. Bella Hadid, born just a year earlier, carries the polished, mature runway energy of a top model. Their jobs and images lock in very different impressions. If you swapped their careers, your guess about their ages might flip. Two comic stars, different age feels. Paul Rudd and Matthew Perry were both born in 1969 and made their names making people laugh. Perry became a TV paycheck-era megastar as Chandler Bing, while Rudd built a rom-com resume and later a Marvel role. Today, both are over 50, but Rudd somehow reads younger to many viewers. Same birth year, very different public clocks. Paul Rudd and Matthew Perry, 1969. Both Paul Rudd and Matthew Perry have had hugely successful careers playing comedic roles in front of the camera. Perry was, at one time, one of the highest paid actors on television thanks to his portrayal of Chandler Bing on Friends, while Paul Rudd has made a name for himself playing in all sorts of classic romantic comedies, including the likes of The 40-Year-Old Virgin, Anchorman, and Knocked Up, before going on to play the titular character in Marvel's Ant-Man. Today, both actors are over 50, but it seems like Rudd has somehow managed, like his Marvel character, to trick time and remain eternally youthful. Jared Leto, 1971, and Ben Affleck, 1972. Believe it or not, but both Jared Leto and Ben Affleck are the same age. Perhaps this is fitting, considering Affleck is the most recent actor to play Batman, while Leto's Suicide Squad Joker is one of his most recent roles. Both Affleck and Leto are accomplished actors, but the two are also gifted in other fields. Leto's band, 30 Seconds to Mars, is a critical and commercial success, having sold over 15 million albums worldwide, while Affleck has shown he's just as talented behind the camera as he is in front of it, having won an Academy Award for Best Picture for the film Argo, which he directed, co-produced, and starred in.
Samuel L. Jackson, 1948, and Richard Gere, 1949. Both Samuel L. Jackson and Richard Gere have been consistently acting in blockbuster after blockbuster since the mid-'80s at least. Whether it's Pretty Woman, Pulp Fiction, Captain America, or Chicago, both actors seem to have aged gracefully and show no signs of letting up or slowing down. Today, Jackson is probably best known for his portrayal of Nick Fury in Disney's hugely successful Marvel film franchise, while Gere has opted to play in smaller, artistic films. Madonna and Ellen DeGeneres, 1958. There aren't a lot of people who could possibly compete with Madonna's levels of success. She is, after all, the undisputed queen of pop. But Ellen DeGeneres is one of those few, rare individuals who can look at their life and say they've accomplished just as much. So perhaps it's fitting that they were both born on the same year, 1958. It's hard to believe that both women are both over 60, but that just goes to show that age is, truly, nothing but a number. Sandra Bullock and Wanda Sykes, 1964. Both Sandra Bullock and Wanda Sykes were born in 1964. But while Bullock was already a huge star by the early 90s, it took Sykes a while longer to find her audience and break through. Still, by 1999, Sykes had won an Emmy for her work as a writer on The Chris Rock Show, and by 2004, Entertainment Weekly had named her as one of the 25 funniest people in America. Since then, she's appeared on hugely successful shows like The New Adventures of Old Christine, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and ABC's Blackish, on which she still appears today. Kylie Jenner and Chloe Grace Moretz, 1997. Kylie Jenner and Chloe Grace Moretz have a lot in common. Both were born in 1997, which makes them both astonishingly young, considering the huge body of work they've both managed to accumulate behind them, even considering Chloe Grace Moretz has been acting since she was 6 years old. Over the years, she appeared in classics like Desperate Housewives, 500 Days of Summer, and Diary of a Wimpy Kid, while Jenner, who started out appearing in Keeping Up with the Kardashians when she was 10, has since gone on to found her own cosmetics company, Kylie Cosmetics, and become one of the youngest billionaires in history. Adele and Emma Stone need no introduction. Both have been recognized and hailed as unique, mature, and impactful voices in their respective fields, with Adele considered one of the greatest singers in contemporary music, while Stone is highly regarded as an actress.
Both of them, too, were born in 1988, and both had their major career breakthroughs around the year 2007, with Stone making her feature film debut in Greg Mottola's comedy Superbad, and Adele making her television debut performing Daydreamer on the BBC's Later with Jules Holland. Since then, both talents have catapulted to amazing heights, and their careers show no sign of stopping anytime soon. Bruno Mars and Dave Franco, 1985. Both Bruno Mars and Dave Franco were born in 1985, and both started seriously pursuing their respective careers in 2006 when they were both 21. Franco, following his older brother James, started acting in 2006 on the CW drama television series Seventh Heaven, while Bruno Mars moved around that time from his native Honolulu, Hawaii to Los Angeles. Today, Franco is probably best known for his work on The Disaster Artist and the Lego Ninjago movie, while Mars can boast several #1 hits, including his internationally successful collaboration with Mark Ronson, Uptown Funk.
Chuck Norris and Michael Gamba, 1940. If you had to do a double take on this one, it would definitely understandable. We're used to thinking about Michael Gambon playing the wizened old Dumbledore in the Harry Potter film series, while Chuck Norris, for most of us, will always be Walker, Texas Ranger, sidekicking bad guys into oblivion. But the two actors are actually the same age. Both were born in 1940, which means both of them are fast approaching the age of 80, and happily, both are still acting.
Taylor Swift and Dakota Johnson, 1989. For many Taylor Swift fans, her age will always be, like her song, 22. Swift, whose romantic outlook on life, even in the face of multiple breakups, seems to always rely on some sort of never-ending, youthful energy, feels worlds away from the dark world of the 50 Shades film franchise, of which Dakota Johnson is the star. Still, the two talented entertainers were both born in late 1989. Dakota Johnson was born on October 4th, while Taylor Swift was born on December 13th. Elijah Wood and Chris Evans, 1981. At the end of Avengers Endgame, warning, spoiler alert, Chris Evans plays a very old Captain America. Somehow, despite only being 38 years old, his gravitas and wisdom seemed to fit the character perfectly, and we were entirely convinced he had lived well into his 90s. Compare and contrast that with Elijah Wood, who had first played the young Frodo Baggins in Peter Jackson's film adaptation of The Lord of the Rings, and 11 years later, reprised the role without seemingly aging even a day in 2012's The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. Put these two men next to each other, and they seem to be generations apart, but they were, in fact, both born in 1981.
Brad Pitt and Quentin Tarantino. Two of the biggest names in Hollywood today, Brad Pitt and Quentin Tarantino, were born only 9 months apart. To fans of the genius director, this may come as a surprise. Tarantino and Pitt have worked together on several films, including the recently released Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but most people don't really think of them being the same age. Still, both were born in 1969, although Tarantino was born in March, while Pitt was born in December. Mayim Bialik and Angelina Jolie, 1975. Mayim Bialik and Angelina Jolie seem to inhabit almost entirely different realities at first, until you realize that they are both strong, assertive women who subvert all expectations and stereotypes. Both were born in California in 1975, and both started acting at a young age. For Bialik, her breakout role was as the title character of the NBC sitcom Blossom between the years 1991 and 1995, while Jolie's big break came with a leading part in 1995's Hackers. Since then, both women have continued acting, but have also pursued other passions, with Jolie becoming one of the most high-profile humanitarians in the world today, and Bialik earning a doctoral degree in neuroscience. Miley Cyrus and Daisy Ridley. Both Miley Cyrus and Daisy Ridley were born in 1992, but perhaps because we didn't get to see Ridley growing up on screen, like we saw Miley during her Hannah Montana days, many of us often assume Ridley is older. While Cyrus has been working since she was around 10 years old, Ridley's career was launched only recently, after she landed the role of Rey in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, starting with Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Still, both women are hugely talented, and both have their careers well ahead of them. We can't see where they both head next. Gwen Stefani and Cate Blanchett, 1969? This pairing really threw us.
Did you know that Gwen Stefani, that's right, the Ain't No Hollaback Girl, and Kate Blanchett, known for her award-winning work on films like The Aviator, Blue Jasmine, Notes on a Scandal, and Elizabeth, The Golden Age, were both born in 1969, making them both over 50? It may be a little difficult to reconcile this, because both women seem, for lack of a better word, well, timeless. But it's true. Alison Brie and Elizabeth Singleton Moss. Elizabeth Singleton Moss began acting in the early 1990s and first gained recognition for playing Zoe Bartlett, President Josiah Bartlett's youngest daughter in the NBC drama The West Wing. She later landed the role of Peggy Olson on Mad Men and later won the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series and Outstanding Drama Series for producing and starring in the Hulu dystopian drama series The Handmaid's Tale. She has, as you can tell, a penchant for darker, more serious roles, which is why it may strike some as odd that she is, in fact, the same age as Community, BoJack Horseman, Glow, and Lego Movie favorite Alison Brie, but both women were in fact born in 1982. There's a long-running internet meme claiming Nicolas Cage is a vampire due to his seemingly unaging face over the decades of his acting career. There is also a similar rumor about Keanu Reeves for similar reasons. So it's a little uncanny that both men, who also somehow play similar types on screen, were born in the same year, 1964. Of course, neither man is immortal, but some of the coincidences do make us wonder, even if only for a second. Martin Freeman and Sacha Baron Cohen, 1971. Martin Freeman is known for playing straight man characters in absurd situations, be it Bilbo Baggins in The Hobbit or Dr. Watson in Sherlock. His ability to keep a straight face and time his dry, snappy comments perfectly help turn unreasonable situations his characters find themselves in into comedic masterclasses. Sacha Baron Cohen, on the other hand, has a knack for creating absurdity, turning even the most reasonable situation into an unreasonable one within seconds. It seems like both English actors are two sides of the same coin, so we guess it makes sense that they were both born in the same year, 1971. Elle Fanning, 1998, and Bella Thorne, 1997. Mary Elle Fanning, who was born in 1998, had her breakthrough role in 2011, when, at the age of 13, she starred as Alice Daynard in J.J. Abrams' science fiction film Super 8, for which her performance was praised by critics and earned her a Spotlight Award at the Hollywood Film Festival. Since then, she's appeared in leading roles in the films We Bought a Zoo, Ginger and Rosa, and Maleficent, in which she portrayed Princess Aurora. A few months before Fanning was born, in late 1997, another successful actress also came into the world, Annabella Avery Thorne, better known as Bella Thorne. Both young actresses are considered by many to be Hollywood's next big thing, and we follow their career developments closely. Long story short, age tricks our eyes more than we think. A haircut, a role, or a lifetime of photos can make two people born the same year look like they're decades apart. From Maisie Williams and Bella Hadid to Madonna and Ellen DeGeneres, the pairs in this story prove perception beats arithmetic. The fun part is that the surprise never really goes away. Style and branding matter. Public image is a full-time job. Hair, wardrobe, and the way someone carries themselves can shave years off or add them back on. Look at how Pharrell Williams or Dwayne Johnson use style and grooming to shape their look, and the effect is immediate. Branding changes perception faster than a birthday ever could. Keep watching, keep wondering. The surprise in these pairings is the point. We love being a little off balance when a familiar face turns out to share a birthday year with someone unexpected. Careers evolve, looks change, and our assumptions follow or get left behind. So next time you think you know someone's age, take a second look. Here's the takeaway. What makes this list click is that looks and years rarely line up. A role, a haircut, a persona can freeze someone in our heads. Maisie Williams can stay forever Arya, while Bella Hadid reads decades older. That disconnect is the whole point, and it keeps these pairings fun to notice. Style, grooming, and the mirror. Branding is a full-time job. Hair, wardrobe, and the way someone moves can shave years off or add them back. Look at how Pharrell or Dwayne Johnson shape a look and people update their mental clocks. Small choices add up to a wildly different public face. Look twice next time. The next time you peg someone as older or younger, give it a second. Careers change, looks change, and our memory hangs on to the first thing we saw. The surprise in these pairings is the point. That little double take is what keeps celebrity watching entertaining. Freeze our memories. Characters stick in our heads long after filming ends. Say the name Arya Stark or Hodor, and a face pops up before a birth certificate does. That habit makes actors like Maisie Williams and Christian Nairn feel locked in time. Actors live in parts for years, and the public picture can lag behind the person. Different paths, same year. Sharing a birth year rarely means sharing a story. Some double down on acting, others move into music, business, or politics and carve new public lives. Pairs like Jennifer Lopez and Renee Zellweger or Halle Berry and Cynthia Nixon make that clear. Those divergent paths are what make these comparisons fun, not pointless.